Welcome to Colored Folk and Anime, a podcast where we talk about anime and other nerd shit from a colorful perspective. Yes, yes. As you can see, there are only two here, which means Malcolm's in front of the camera today.
With his headphones still on.
Oh, you don't need them on?
No.
Oh, that's what's up. No, I'm just playing. And then I'm Kris. Lance and Jordan are not here today with us, so we're going to try to hold it down.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
Try our best. And we're not going to go off topic. We're going to stick, you know, to the topics at hand. While you are here, since you are here, go ahead and drop that subscribe if you're on YouTube. Hit that follow if you're on one of like the listening platforms for the podcast. You know what we on? We on Spotify. We on Apple Podcasts.
Yes,
we on other things that be doing it or whatever. Anchor be holding it down. So yeah, give us a listen, give us a watch, give us a follow, rate us on one of those podcast platforms. Leave us little love notes and stuff or whatever. Me in particular, I enjoy those. No, I'm just playing. But like, follow us on Instagram where, it be popping sometimes. I like to put interesting shit in the stories.
Kris doesn't have an Instagram, but she does have an Instagram because if you interact with Colored Folk and Anime, you are interacting with this one right over here.
That is me. I be trying, I'd said this before, I be trying not to make y'all look like simps and stuff like that. But we do follow a lot of like cosplayers that I like. So I'll be like, I'm going to be careful. I'm like, I gotta think about the guys' reputations. In any case, follow us on all the platforms, well, everything but Twitter, basically. Oh, and our Discord. Join us on Discord. Join the community. Be a part of the conversation. We talk about, the podcast sometimes after the podcast drop every once in a while. When people have questions, we be sliding in there. So, you hear us say some crazy shit and you be like, what the fuck was that about? Hit us up on Discord. All four of us are on there and ask us to explain ourselves. I probably will. I'll argue with you.
I would.
I like to do it.
I like winning arguments, so.
He likes winning. I just like arguing with people and then be like, we don't agree about this, and walking our separate ways. And then talking later about something maybe we do agree about. Argue with, no, it's like, so yeah, follow us on all the stuff, join our Discord, like and subscribe, all that jazz. And yeah, Malcolm.
Yes.
What have you been reading and watching and playing and doing these days?
Reading, nothing as usual.
We're going to get you.
I mean, I've read manga before, like years ago, but right now, not reading anything. Mostly watching. Watched the latest episode of Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
Oh,
wait. What's happened so far? So I don't spoil you.
Spoilers. I'm about to spoil it. Banji died.
Oh, okay.
At the brawl.
Yeah, that shit was sad as fuck.
Brawl. Yeah. We had to stop Mikey from beating his ass to death.
Yeah.
And then I've been catching up. I got one episode left to be fully caught up on My Hero.
Okay.
So it is good. It's good. Give a little background on just a little background. When people were talking about it, they made it seem like it was going to be some super in-depth backstory. It's just a little insight to the past.
No, I think My Hero is the Vigilantes one, like backstory shit? Because I feel like there's a young Ayazawa in there.
Oh, in the
manga. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I forgot the purple Ghastly. Ghastly.
Is that his name, Ghastly?
No, that's the purple thing from
Pokemon. From Pokemon.
Yeah, but that's what he looked like.
Wow. The more sophisticated Ghastly with a waistline.
Ghastly after he graduates college.
I'm crying.
He gets a nice little accounting job at a well-known firm.
Yeah. Taking care of his wife and kids at home? Or is he a bachelor?
He's a bachelor, but he doesn't go out. Yeah, he got this little bar, this little Irish bar he likes to visit after work.
For happy hour?
Yeah. Scotch, 2 cubes of ice.
Only 2?
Yeah.
That's not pretty quick.
He gets good scotch. He gets paid decently.
You know what I love?
So he gets a good scotch.
They have those like huge ice things that are just a sphere of ice.
Yeah, the sphere of ice. Yes. It's hard to make clarified ice, so.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, it's like you make ice without the impurities in it, because when they get foggy.
Oh, so it's like clear?
Yeah, it's like clear.
Like what they use for the little sculptures and
like
shit?
Like a translucent.
Translucent ice.
It looked like a ball of glass.
I be liking to crush shit. Or the ones with the little hole in the middle, but they're like little cubes.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about?
It's like styrofoam peanuts.
I like those.
Wow.
Well, that's good. Like we got a whole backstory for Ghastly now.
What else?
That's gonna be his name now.
Ghastly?
Damn it, Malcolm.
He looks like him. He works. Except Ghastly got red eyes.
It's hard enough for me to remember these characters' names. Mm-hmm. Nothing else. That's it.
Did I watch anything? I watched a couple more episodes of One Piece, couple more episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm going to visit Mike Daniels. Shout out to Mike Daniels, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Hashtag friend of the show.
Go visit Mike next month. No, November, during this bye week. And I'm gonna try to catch up by then, so I can.
Oh, with JoJo's.
Yeah, so I can begrudgingly tell him that it ain't that bad.
Hopefully he's listening to this and then he'll know.
Yeah, I've told him. I texted him and told him because he's a friend of the show.
I'm crying. You know what? Chase that clout, sir. Chase that.
Friend of the show, personal friend. There we go. That's a step above. There's levels to this.
This nigga.
Matter of fact, he sent me a message on Instagram. Yes, no.
Oh my
did,
God.
But I'm not going to go there.
I hate you so much. Go on. You were saying about JoJo's.
But it's not bad. The Stardust Crusader arc is, it's still like over the top.
You're in the third season now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'm almost done with it. With the third season. And what's after that? The blonde one, right? Is after that? Isn't there a blonde?
Nigga, I have no idea.
No. And then there's a girl.
I am on episode 4 or 5 of the first season. It has been painful on my end.
It's weird.
I think that I'll like it because, there's one girl that I make us follow on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I enjoy her a lot. But she always be cosplaying JoJo people and shit. Oh, okay. And all the arcs that she be talking about aren't the first one. So I get that the other arcs are probably better than the first one.
Well, the first one
but I have to get over how much I hate Jonathan. I hate him.
But he's you're only a couple episodes in, right? So you know
him.
So you know what the first arc in JoJo is like? The beginning of the Wolverine origin story.
Where he's just brooding for no reason.
Yeah, and just he's this weak kid or whatever, and he just get bullied all the time until he finally
that
snaps.
one. What is that? What is the comic? That was
Wolverine origin. Yeah.
Not the movie.
No, not the movie. The comic book.
Because you clarify because that movie was
the comic book Wolverine origin. The comic book was kind of trash too.
It was so bad.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I forgot about how bad that movie was. Y'all be asking for the X-Men in the MCU and they just...
Sabretooth was shorter than Wolverine in the movie. Because Liv Sharp was 5'10", and
I remember
Hugh Jackman's 6'3".
In particular, you got mad because he couldn't speak Japanese in that movie.
He couldn't speak Japanese and he knows no martial arts.
Yeah.
He's a brawler, but he knows martial arts to where he can take chances that normal people can't take because he's
just existed for a very long time, right?
He's
you accumulate things.
Wolverine is basically Batman.
But less detective-y.
But he's been around where he's super smart. He knows 10 languages. He knows 20 martial arts.
Yeah.
like Batman as
I
like
believe it'd be a waste of time if you didn't
person.
know.
That's who Wolverine is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to be like anyway.
What, like from the comics?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, but he's reckless because he can't die.
Yeah,
and also has an anger problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that JoJo's gets awesome?
No, he stays the same. But his kids get better. Every generation of children gets better. But the DL is the constant.
Because he's the one in the little. There's that the meme. He's the Nani meme, isn't he? With the hat and the older looking dude.
The hat and the
older dramatic looking dude. As shit.
The hat and with the gray beard. That's Joe. That's the second Joe.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, well, I thought he at least got his moment in the sun, but I'm probably always gonna hate him, aren't I? That's a shame. Anyway, what I've been reading and watching, I've been reading the same things I've been reading. I've been reading Mashal, I've been reading Spy Family, I've been reading Kaiju number 8, which is amazing. Mashal? I hope Mashal. No. I have not seen that show in a long time. But I don't have like cable.
Nobody watches
like
regular TV at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's how you know it's late. You wake up to it in the middle of the night if you fall asleep.
Now you just TV be binging shit like for hours on end.
Right.
Anyway, Mashal, which I love, and it's just becoming one of my favorite things. Okay. Tokyo Revengers, of course. Because now I can't stop.
That I might start reading because I like the story a lot.
It's good.
Yeah, I like the story a lot, so I might actually start reading it. That's what I did with when I binged Naruto and caught up, like at the beginning of the 4 Ninja War, and it was pretty much done in the manga already.
Yeah.
I just went ahead and read the manga.
You know what I want to start? Like I have it like bookmarked to start, but haven't started it yet. What? Comey Can't Communicate. It's like
Homie, don't play that.
Shut up, it's like it's about this
you got
girl.
a lot of. Well, I guess they're not pop culture because it's old, but
yeah, I was like pop culture.
Old pop culture references.
Right. No, so it's about this girl who's like, she's like super cute and stuff, but she just doesn't talk to anybody. Okay. And so everybody was like, kind of like, like she's got like an ice princess type of reputation. It's a trope. Foreshadowing. Look, now I sound like Lance. I sound like Lance.
You do sound like Lance.
So she's like an ice princess or whatever, but this like she ends up having these like awkward interactions with this guy who kind of wants to fly under the radar, and it end up finding out that she just she can't communicate well. She has social anxiety, if you will. Which, I relate to a lot. And so I am very much, it's been on my list to read and I just haven't gotten around to it. And so I need to sit down and read that. So, and Solo Leveling. I have to catch up on Solo Leveling. I like to let it build up.
Everybody
and then
likes
read
it. I might have to try to jump into that too.
And this is also funny because I'm gonna probably talk about this later. But it's like a power fantasy type of thing.
It's like Sword Art, like
kind of, but it's not really there. I mean, there's like love lines in it, but it's not like romance isn't like really a part of the show. It's not about that. It's about him leveling up. So, he just kind of like he almost has like a. Solo leveling people are going to be very mad that I'm saying this, but he kind of has like a Goku type of thing.
Where you just want to fight people?
Where he just keeps getting stronger.
Oh, another trope?
Another trope, right. So he just keeps getting stronger and overcoming every obstacle.
Okay.
Which initially sounds like a turnoff. I know it does. Goku is not the... People are gonna be so mad. But he levels up to say, okay, I don't know what to tell you. You can stay mad. But he's a little bit more like charming if that makes sense. Yeah.
Goku's.
Because Goku's not charming at all. He's like he's like a simpleton. He doesn't really have any like deep motivations or anything like that. Yeah. This character is written a little bit more complexly than Goku is, which begs the question that if Vegeta's story had been in Goku and he had leveled up the way he would that be a more interesting story?
Yes.
They gotta leave Goku or leave Vegeta alone.
Stop letting him get his ass beat.
Yeah, I just saw somebody posted on a Discord that I'm in, a frame of every L that Vegeta's taken. I'm like, that's so disrespectful. Vegeta's he is grown a lot as a character. He's a great dad.
Most character development in the whole series.
The whole show.
The whole entire series. And they always
Vegeta
dog
makes
walk
the show.
They always dog walk him.
Poor Vegeta.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I've been reading. I haven't really been able to sit down and watch anything because I've been like playing video games more.
What you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite. Because it's addicting as shit. You know, I should play that game with Pikachu. I keep playing with Snorlax. I fucking love Snorlax. He doesn't even like level up the same way the other characters do. He's just always Snorlax. But he like gets stronger and learns different moves. And so, yeah, it's like a battle royale team game.
Is it like Pokemon Stadium?
I don't know. That means nothing to me.
You used to have it.
I know. I had a lot of Pokemon games as a kid. Ask me anybody besides the starter Pokemon. I don't know.
No, I said, is the game like Pokemon Stadium?
No.
Okay.
It's like Battle Royale. You team up with like four, five people, and you have to fight the other 5 people, and you get these like orbs and you score points on the different goals.
So you gotta hope you team up with somebody competent, or?
I mean, it depends. Whether your friends you play with are competent, or now. I mean, I say that I'm the incompetent friend. I'm the incompetent online player. If you lost, I was probably on your team. I suck at the game. I cannot stop playing it. Also, I've been playing through Yakuza 0.
Okay.
On stream.
And you've been not getting anxiety?
Nope. I've been screaming like a little bitch. And I put it on easy. Because I'm punani like that. And 12 minutes. Okay. I played 12 minutes.
I haven't played, but I wanna play it.
I think, have I talked about 12 minutes on here at all before?
I can't remember. You might have a little, but talk about it again. Talk about it again.
No, so 12 minutes is a game where you live through the same 10 minutes over and over again.
Then why do they call it 12 minutes?
I don't know. Still, even now. Maybe it's just like, gotta try to get to 12 minutes.
Like a 1 minute intro, 1 minute outro?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe they're counting the like 2 minutes it takes to get into your apartment before the loop happens.
Are there commercials?
No, it's just the same 10 minutes over and over again. And so the game is set in that 10 minutes. It loops. And it's like literally 10 minutes. I was playing the game for 8 hours. Same 10 minutes. Well, not the same, because you can do different things and different things happens.
Almost 500 minutes.
But you got to figure out what's going on, essentially. So it starts out with you're at home.
That game.
I played it for 8 hours straight.
Like,
do you know why?
You played that game like 45 times, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Well, because you have to play it through this way, and then you do this different, and you find out something else. You ask more questions, then you have to set it up a different way so you can figure out other stuff.
So it's Tokyo Revengers, the video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like there's like a ReZero-esque-ness to it. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you die a couple times and that's how you end up coming back. It's a thing. Or if you're knocked out like past the 10-minute point, you come back too. Yeah.
All the time traveling.
But it's not a day. It's just right.
All the time traveling tropes.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. So yes, it took, but I'll say this. It only took me 2 hours to figure out the twist. And I was like, oh shit. But I didn't know how to communicate with them about the twist. I didn't know you had to show them the thing. People that have played it will know what I'm talking about. What I instead tried to do, and I'm going to spoil it a little bit, what I instead tried to do was get away with murder by framing my wife. So
something she would do in real life.
Right. So I spent, instead of figuring out how to communicate with them, the thing with the thing, how to communicate the twist to the other parties involved in the story, I instead spent 4 hours trying to frame my wife for murder so I could get away with it. And it would defeat the purpose if I told, shut up, Malcolm. Well, and then I was like, well, maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not. And then I killed her so many times, bro. I was like, I'm so tired of killing this woman.
If you ever wanted to know what a red flag looked like,
I'm tearing up. You know, my husband is behind me now. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. He's up there.
Yeah. Babe knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
Take your opinions elsewhere.
So
yeah.
He only likes little boys.
Gross. So anyway, that's what I've been spending my time doing. I've been trying to stream on the Twitchers.
What's your?
It's Kris and Aurelia. That is my
because she's two people
Twitch handle. That's right. People did I tell you that before too? People think I'm two niggas or like a couple account. Like I'm being mistaken as a simp nigga.
A name, the word and another name together seems most people would say
well, I've never gotten that before I got on Discord. Never ever has anyone ever thought that. And people literally used to call me that.
Kris and Aurelia?
Yes.
Like it was one name?
Yes. So it was weird for me to get that where I was like, no, I am both people. So I think I put that on my Twitch that I'm both people. I'm both Kris and Aurelia.
I am they.
Yeah. So
I am them.
Right. I'm them. So yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. Speaking of up to lately, do you see what I did there?
You said that too jovial for what we're about to talk about.
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry.
Because you're a psychopath.
But what I'm saying, but the transition was good though.
No, it wasn't.
Is it not?
Not if you're laughing about a death.
Okay, all right. Okay. See, he's making me seem like a terrible person. I'm not that bad of a person, honestly.
I've known her for her whole life.
Anyway.
She came out the womb terrible.
No more joking. We're going to talk about a sad thing.
Okay. We're sad now.
Ed Asner.
Yeah.
The guy that plays the main character in Up, the voice actor for that, passed away recently. He is an Emmy Award-winning actor for his role in the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which if you have never, so this is one of the reasons why I loved Wanda, because I love that old shit.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen the Mary Tyler Moore Show, part of me says watch it. The other part of me says don't watch it because you won't like it and it's gonna piss me off.
70s and 80s TV shows are great.
They are, but they also are.
Laverne and Shirley.
For this generation, though, I feel like it's more of an acquired taste because it's got a different brand of humor, and it's more irreverent, if that makes sense. The humor in the olden days was more irreverent, partially because they didn't give a shit about people that weren't like flat.
One of the best shows from the 80s is All in the Family.
Yeah, in that show.
And he's a racist, like outright racist.
Yeah, that's like
and his hippie kids were trying to tell him not to be so racist most of the show. But it was great. And The Jeffersons is a spinoff to that show.
Yeah.
So,
which I love the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
I used to love walking like Mr. Jefferson, just around places. It was a hobby for a time.
That's how
in
Stephen
my
A.
life.
Well, it's not a sports place, but that's how Stephen A. Smith walks all the time.
Does he? Like on purpose, or like that's how he walks?
That's how he walks.
That's hilarious. I wonder if he ended up, how they say, like, would you suck your thumb, you're going to make your teeth do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's what happened with him.
Maybe.
Because it's hilarious. Because also, he doesn't not look related.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, all of that to say, a sad thing happened. This beautiful voice actor has passed away.
Yeah.
It's such a loss, especially because Up is one of. So you haven't seen Up.
I have not seen all of Up.
Pixar. That's Pixar. Yeah. Yeah. Pixar always has banger after banger after banger. Up is.
I don't think they've made a bad movie.
Listen, have they?
I don't think they have.
Toy Story 2 tried to be bad, but it couldn't. Because Toy Story 2 is my least favorite Toy Story movie.
I haven't seen Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 3 was great.
Toy Story 3 made my friend cry in the movies.
Yeah, I was there, remember?
Were you there?
Melissa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, I didn't know you were there.
Y'all made like Toy Story shirts.
We did make Toy Story shirts because she was so excited about it. Anyway, sad thing. Up is also has this set. Have you seen the beginning sequence of Up?
Yeah.
Shit.
I see that.
But he just plays this like old curmudgeonly sweet old man, which I think when people think of, okay, so the thing I think I love about the way that he plays that character in Up is that he plays this old bitter man who's often the man that we see outside that everybody hates, that everybody's like, this guy's stuck in his ways and we all hate him as a society. We all hate that guy as a society. But he brought this kind of like, he made you feel empathetic towards him. And part of that is because you're getting to see his story, right? You're getting to see why he is the way he is and that he didn't always used to be that way. But even in his interaction with the dog and the kid and stuff like that, as they're traveling through this kind of really fantastical thing and his stubbornness forcing him to like put balloons on his fucking house. Like, it's like that kind of like ridiculously stubborn thing that you would imagine someone like that would do.
Right?
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never like watched it all the way through, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I saw the beginning.
Good.
I seen like when the dog had the collar, and then the Dobermans were like chasing them all. Like, I don't know why. I've only seen like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Also,
he's just a
Ed
gem.
Asner was voice actor in a lot of old people like me favorite 90s cartoons. He was Hudson, which was the old gargoyle in the Gargoyles. He was Jay,
what?
Yeah.
I used to love the
gargoyle with the beard.
Okay.
He was J. Jonah Jameson in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. He was also in Captain Planet. I can't remember who he played. But yeah, so he was in a lot of classic 90s cartoons as well.
And he's Santa Claus.
He was Santa Claus and Elf. Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you have seen something that he has been in. And so I think like it's just one of those things where the industry is going to feel the absence of that voice, even though it doesn't look like he was doing a lot of stuff up at the end of his death. He's definitely made his mark on the industry for sure. So R.I.P. to him and comfort to his family. So transitioning from sad thing to not a sad thing to exciting thing. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
There's not a good transition between this and anything else, really.
Well, it's like when you get to eat the food after the funeral.
Yeah, and there's good yeah. Well, let us potluck then.
Let us eat good food. What are we eating?
We're eating some Asian lead right now.
Okay.
Was that weird? That was probably a little weird. It's fine. Shang-Chi is coming out in theaters. As of recording this, it's out today.
Yep.
As of you hearing this, it will already be out.
It'll be almost through the weekend.
Yeah. So obviously we're going to watch it.
We are, and we're going to tell you what we think about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm somewhat excited because did you know that was Uncle Dennis's like one of his favorite characters?
I did not
know that.
He had a
comic book trunk full of Shang-Chi because he came out during like the big like kung fu craze in like the 70s and stuff, Bruce Lee and all that.
Yeah.
So
you know what I love about just some of the trailers and stuff that I've seen is, and I think different people have mentioned this like leading up to it, but the way that they characterize the 10 rings, because it used to be like
I don't know if I like that. I do like the pimp rings.
You like the pimp rings?
I like the pimp rings.
I like the way that it's got it all the way up the arms, and when it has like I think it's interesting the way that they've chosen to animate it activating.
Yeah, well, I guess it makes sense because, like people that wear like 15 bracelets on their arm is in style now. Yeah. So rings aren't in style anymore, but you got the 15
remember,
bracelets.
It's funny because I think I have one of those that's on the floor. I bought, when you buy stuff from Hypeland, they give you those little athletic band. You remember these have the Live Strong ones and stuff? So I remember being in middle school and there would be girls and on the basketball team with them all like up their arms during practice.
I used to wear rubber bands to hoop.
And I used to be like, oh, what? Are those that's what those are?
Rubber bands?
No, the little plasticky, athletic-y bracelet.
The Livestrong bracelets are rubber bands. They stretch.
Well, they stretch, but they're not like rubber bands.
They're made out of rubber and they're bands.
Get out of my house. Get out.
Rubber bands.
Oh,
high quality rubber bands.
So much.
Industrial quality rubber bands.
Anyway, the bracelets.
Made out of rubber.
Anyway.
Rubber in band form. A band of rubber.
I don't remember what I was talking about anymore. Anyway, go see Shang-Chi. I think it's going to be really good. I've only heard really good things about it.
I'm excited to see Michelle Yeoh. Love Michelle Yeoh.
Who doesn't love Michelle Yeoh?
If you see Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Crouch the Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you've seen the best fight scene on probably ever.
I think she's still fine, like she used to be.
And one of my favorite kung fu movies, Legend of Wing Chun. She's starring it, and Butterfly Sword. She's also starring that. I'm a huge Michelle Yeoh fan. If you couldn't tell.
Yes, she is quite good. She is one of the best. I love that they have been bringing back people that are were integral in those types of shows when they were younger.
Ethnic people in ethnic movies.
Right.
Shout out to that new idea.
Right. Shout out to Iron Man 3 because you tried it.
What was Iron Man?
The Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
Oh, yeah. But they redeemed themselves afterwards. Although with the little short.
So, I was going to say they have the short on Disney Plus now. I've never seen it.
Oh, when the guy holds him the gunpoint and telling him that he's messing up the Mandarin's name? Yeah. You never seen that before?
No.
Oh, yeah. That's how they redeem themselves.
I guess I have to watch it before I go see the movie.
I was so disappointed, too, because I'm like,
Ben Kingsley's
Ben Kingsley's the Mandarin? This is gonna be great.
Didn't y'all learn anything from making him the Dalai Lama?
I like that they were gonna make him even like with the Middle East thing.
Yeah.
In that, and he in the little shorts they were showing the cut-ins. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like this. And it was like, oh.
People were so excited and scared when they mentioned that the Mandarin was gonna be in Iron Man 3 anyway. I mean. Iron Man 3 was not a good movie.
It wasn't
at all.
But
oh god, not at all.
I did like I like the suits. That's probably the only thing I like from Iron Man 3.
That felt like too much to me.
I like seeing. Well, but all the suits came from the comic book, so you can be like, oh, that's the suits.
Oh
yeah.
And all that. For the nostalgia factor, I'm sure it was fine. Also, but as a narrative. Thing it was,
and I did when he was home making the stuff to bring it to the compound. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He was like MacGyver.
As the story though, it was just kind of only because it was like you get when the kid came out of nowhere, and no shade to the kid, because I think he was okay, but it was still kind of like, why? But also I think that going from Iron Man 1, where you have this kind of like that like philanthropist. Why can't I say that right now? Say it for me. Philanthropist.
Okay.
Did I say it right that time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is pissed right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, I suppose. Where he's like, you know, like that's his he's a playboy, like rich guy kind of thing or whatever, to this kind of, I don't know, he's kind of taking himself too seriously. They played really, really hard into the PTSD thing for him, and like he like basically becomes unhinged. I'm kind of like, did he ever do that in the comic books?
No, he was a drinker in the comic books.
Yeah. But he's like, I don't know. It was too much. I was like, who is this movie about? Iron Man? It's an Iron Man movie. I think they are trying to tap into the Thor movies. The first two. And those are real bad too.
No, I've never watched the first two Thors.
You don't have to.
I didn't want to.
The first one, I mean, the first one is one of those like when they would reboot the Spider-Man series, where it's kind of like, yes, this old story again. So it hits all the beats that it's supposed to, and it's whatever. The second one's just terrible. I guess it's one of those things where a lot of things fell apart, and so the second one didn't get to be what it was supposed to be. Yeah, but I started awful.
Watching the second one, I was like,
it's terrible. Nah. It is by far. That one and Iron Man 3 are two of my least favorite movies, probably, that they've done.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go watch Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. Now, I was more excited for that than the Eternals before they dropped the second Eternals trailer.
And now it's like,
and then they dropped the No Way Home trailer because they had to, because
they had to, yeah.
So now Shang-Chi was at the bottom of the list of things like, oh my God, it's coming out.
Which is probably one of the reasons why they did want to wait to drop the...
Yeah, well, they should have waited to drop the Eternals one too, because...
Yeah, they should have waited for both. For after this movie, because I guess this is going to set the next everything up. Like, this movie is going to do that. So...
You talking about the Shang-Chi or the...
Shang-Chi is supposed to set everything up.
I think it's one of those combining movies, because Wong is in there and Abomination's in there. It's gonna probably combine, like make like where everything cross. What was the last movie where it was like that?
Endgame.
Oh,
no, they did the Spider-Man movie after Endgame, but there wasn't a lot of. Well, I mean, there's some crossover. I guess
Civil War was really an Avengers movie.
Right.
But so I was going to say Civil War with like the way they introduced like Black Panther but it was really an Avengers movie in disguise.
Yeah.
So I can't really count
I would be sad though if it didn't if this movie ended up becoming the look at who's coming next kind of movie instead of being just about Shang-Chi.
Well, I think they're going to drop hints.
About what's coming next?
I think they're going to drop hints to how expansive the universe can be or will be, like they did in Doctor Strange,
or where it's look, diversity.
They did. When they explained the multiverse, they introduced the concept of magic overall, and that was the first time they did it really. Yeah. In Doctor Strange, because Wanda wasn't magic before Doctor Strange, and then they introduced.
She wasn't a mutant before WandaVision.
Yeah, they introduced the staff of the Living Tribunal, who's a cosmic level character. So like they introduced the whole this is how far we can go in this story. I think Shang-Chi is gonna do that, and then the Eternals is gonna be like, well, we're this far now. Yeah. And then Spider-Man's gonna be like, and this is even further.
Those are the next three then, right? Shang-Chi,
those are the next
Eternals, and then Spider-Man No Way Home. But then before that, on the Disney Plus stuff, it's What If Hawkeye, something else.
She-Hulk is December-ish, I think.
Ooh, I'm so excited for she. Do they announce who's playing She-Hulk?
I think they did, but I think she denied it, and then they end up confirming it. I don't know why Disney does that when they should get out. Just be like, yeah, you got us.
Right.
Like, you found it out early. Everybody's like,
people get so good about predicting what's coming to you.
But it's also
part of it. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff you can do.
Well, it's also social media. When you have 1,000 people working on a movie, somebody's gonna post something to social media.
Yeah.
You can't really keep it under wraps.
Not entirely.
No.
Okay, so with all that being said, let's move into our main topic. Today we're talking about worst anime tropes.
Or the ones we dislike the most.
Our least favorite. We'll say our least favorite anime tropes, which, I mean, obviously we all think we're right in our opinions. Otherwise we wouldn't hold them so dearly to us. So for me, these are the worst anime tropes. I hate them. And I'm going to share with you how much I hate them. Maybe this will end up being hot takey. One of mine is a little hot takey. I'm not going to lie. But we each chose 3 and we're going to share them now. I refused to tell him before we started recording because I want to get your reaction. I don't think you'll entirely disagree with me though.
All right. Well, then go first then.
Okay, so the first one I'll bring up is, I think, something that's hated by most sane people. The lolly. I hate the lolly character. It's the girl that looks like a kid, whether she's a kid or an adult. She just looks like a child, like that, like Lolita character, type of thing. Which is funny because I love Betty in ReZero. She's one of my favorites. In ReZero, I don't know why. I like her a lot as a character, but like as a trope, I fucking hate it. I hate it so much, especially when it's like they're older, so now it's okay to simp for them, but it's like they still look like a child. That's a kid.
It's not a kid. It just looks like a kid.
Yeah, and you know, and I just
shout out to one of my most scary movies ever, Orphan.
Oh yeah. Orphan.
Orphan's creepy.
Orphan is.
It's not scary. It's creepy.
It is super. Yeah, it's super creepy. Yeah, but it's like on some Orphan type vibes. Yeah. It's like I don't like. I hate it more when people like sexualize the lolly.
It's a workaround for
say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical. You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America.
A certain perversion.
Oh, sorry, I can't.
Certain perversion.
Bleep that out. Bleep it out.
A certain perversion. You got X-Files and then you got
the baby feelings.
P-Do files.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. So they're not my favorite thing in the world. I also don't love like as like a just normal thing. I don't really love the kawaii kyopta type stuff or whatever. Because it's a little annoying. I think some people do it well where it's not as like abrasive, but the lolly characterization in a general sense, that's super like I'm not a fan. So that's my first trope.
Okay. My trope that I dislike is everybody's in high school. Can we get another age range, please?
I mean, we are talking about shonen and shoujo. They're made for that type of like the high school, early college age people. Like, do you watch a lot of seinen and josei? How do you say those? I don't know.
Seinen?
Yeah, and josei or whatever.
The josei, no. But the seinen stuff I do.
Yeah.
Like, the more where they're actual like adults and serious stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, because thinking about like comic book characters aren't like only like Peter Parker was a high schooler.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else was pretty much like full grown adults. Well, I guess the X-Men when they first came out,
They were
like 17, 18. But most like comic book characters are adults.
Yeah.
Like they might show you what happened in their past, but they like so. But like everybody's in high school except for Goku. Except for Goku, but we did watch Goku.
Well, he's a child,
but we
first.
watched him grow up.
Yeah, yeah.
And and they're in high school for like 57 years, like Nick Cannon.
Well, I think that's something that's interesting in media in a general sense, even with like high school-y shows here. One, I think that people set it in high school because for a lot of people, it's like the nostalgic time. It's the time that a lot of people think on like, oh, remember high school. Either you remember high school as wonderful or terrible, but you usually have a strong feeling about your high school experience.
But
nobody's just kind of like meh about high school.
I feel like you shouldn't be fighting like demons until you're at least 20.
Fighting like demons.
Fighting demons until you're at least 20.
Fighting demons.
I feel like there should be an age range before they let you fight the demon.
I will say
we're gonna put this teenager out here to fight this spawn of Satan. and he has a test on Friday, so hurry up, get it done.
Like we're talking about
and none of them have homework.
Show. And Inuyasha is like that.
None of them have
like,
homework.
What is this? What is this child doing jumping in this well?
Why don't they have homework? Nobody is failing. Nobody is saving the world and failing at the same time.
That's hilarious. I don't ever think about like the
regular shit.
Well, no, I do in the sense of like, because I think there are some of them that are in high school that are a little bit self-aware with that kind of thing, where it's like, I can't go with you to fight the demon today. I got to pass math class. I got to study. And so it like plays on that both like we're talking about you, Hannah Montana. It's hard because I'm like, I get it though. Does that make sense? Like it's probably not the best.
I feel like,
for instance,
but I feel like it's like the overwhelming percentage of them are
like high school.
Yeah. Like even there's very few even college age people in
like
especially in shonen, but because plus shonen is. Well, I don't know. Maybe it has to do with cultural
like coming of age, though. A lot of those have to do with coming of age.
Yeah, but I think it might be cultural too, because I think in Japan the coming of age is more like mid-teens, and in America it's like college age in America.
Right. That's why we have so many fucking college movies. I will say though too, I don't love having high schoolers go through like adulty shit.
Like what?
Like even some of the stuff like with like the kids in My Hero or whatever. Like, why are these children, and like they kind of explain it in a way that doesn't make it feel like terrible, but it's like, why are these kids having to shoulder saving the world? Like there aren't any adults around whose responsibility that is.
On the anime, because most of the adults are trash.
Well, I mean, in the sense of,
have you caught up on the anime yet?
Yeah, but I think that's a problem I have in a general sense, is this kind of like consensus by all young people that anybody older than them is trash.
Well, no. What? Spoilers. I'm sorry, because Chris don't know what's going on. But no, I'm saying like a handful of the adults are actually in it for good, but it's a whole bunch of the heroes that are plotting. I think that's like a problem with the way that we portray adults in media, though. True, very true.
As the idea that like they don't know what they're talking about, and it plays into like kids thinking that they know everything. You never hear one mom talk about their teenage son like, well, he knows everything, so he's not going to listen to me. And then he turns 30 and he's like, oh, my mom was right about all that shit.
That's not really an anime.
No, what I'm saying is that it plays into the idea that like the adults are like don't know what they're talking about.
I think I disagree with that. At least in My Hero sense, I disagree with that.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, because
I'm like,
because they all have mentors and they're all looking up to their mentors. So it's not that the adults don't have anything to teach them. It's just that the amount of good adults in the show is low enough where it's like, hey, kids, hurry up and get ready. Like, we need you.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's not as bad as like 12-year-olds fighting in a war in Naruto.
Right. I was going to say, I think that's one thing where don't stone me. That's one thing that I think Boruto does.
Boo.
Boo. Is the idea that it's like
Boruto or Boruto because it's shit.
But the way that they portray adults, besides completely nerfing Sasuke and Naruto's like power levels, is that the kids are kids in Boruto.
They're assholes.
They are assholes, but they're all. Do you know a kid that's not an asshole? Thank you.
All kids are assholes.
And that's what I'm saying.
But they're not overpowered assholes either, though.
Right, but
they're
I mean that's what makes it
over.
fantasy. But they still get their asses beat by the adults in the show.
Yeah, but so do the other adults that come to help them get their ass beat just as the same. The same
Facts.
range of ass beating for the 12-year-old and the 30-year-old that won a war.
But I told you I don't appreciate how they nerfed Sasuke and Naruto. I already explained that. I didn't like that shit. But I think that they do kids better. And part of that might just be because like kids in crisis grow up faster. Yeah. Anyway.
Which is what they should play on in Boruto, but they don't. Like they made the kids powerful from the start.
Well, I mean, but then it plays. That's more the idea that like they don't have anything to do but study, but to excel in the craft that they're learning. Whereas like where their parents had to grow up through adversity and had to just grow up quickly. Because they were in a time of war.
In the first 10 episodes.
Right.
A bunch of niggas died in the first 10 episodes.
So it's like where they had to do that. And so they grew up quickly and became powerful through adversity. That them, on the other hand, they have nothing but time on their hands to become better at what they're doing. So it would make sense that if my school isn't doing any academics and all I'm learning is fucking throwing kunai and fuck, then I'm going to get super fucking good at throwing kunai because that's all I've been doing.
But it doesn't make sense for you to be able to do it well in a pressure situation that you've never been in.
That doesn't make sense. Their combat training has to be like to the death in order for it to make sense like that.
Yeah.
They should freak out a lot more when they're in serious scenarios. Other than Boruto, because Boruto's cocky as fuck. Because like he just thinks he can do everything, and whenever he loses, he's surprised.
Yeah.
So that makes a little more sense for him to be like that.
Yeah.
Because he just thinks he's a shit.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
The issue is that they let him be the shit in a lot of scenarios, and I'm like, ew, he did not earn that.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with Boruto is he doesn't earn anything that he
doesn't
gets.
earn anything. He doesn't learn any real lessons.
Yeah.
Even in storylines where he could learn a real lesson,
they take that away from him.
They scapegoat it. Yeah.
I'll be interested to see because even in the manga, it doesn't feel like he really like outside of maybe that first the Momoshiki thing, it never really feels like he is learning his lesson. If that makes sense.
No, he's never.
I mean, part of it, spoiler alert, not that I think most people care. Part of it is he's literally being possessed by a moon demon. So like, I mean, I guess in that kind of sense, he is dealing with something deep. It doesn't feel as deep as war, obviously, but then we're also, he's getting a taste of what his dad went through in that kind of sense. This like demon hidden inside of him that he needs to hide.
He's not showing like his
well,
dad.
and that part of that is because people don't know what he's hiding that yet.
True.
So it's like if people knew that he had the moon demon that tried to destroy their village inside of him, they might shun him a little bit more.
Maybe.
But nobody knows. Not really.
I'm mad Jigen is Ant-Man.
Get out. Get out. Get out of my home. My next trope. Jesus. What's my next trope? Hold on. I wrote them down. Oh, okay. I think.
Shout out to What If. If you see the second What If or
the third one.
The third What If. I think it's the third one.
No, the third one is when
The first one is Agent Carter beats Captain America. The second one is
Black Panther is where
Star-Lord.
T'Challa is.
The third one is all the Avengers die.
Yeah. Yeah, Ant-Man's in that one. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Look at that full circle.
There it is. Still get out. So my next two, I feel like are going to make people upset, but I feel like, fuck. Which one do I do first? Let's go there. I don't like the Dedes, any of them, but especially the Tsundere. I hate it. Do you know what the Tsundere is?
I'm old.
So Tsundere is the hot and cold character. The character like the tiger girl from Toradora. Oh, you weren't with us when we watched that.
No.
Who would be a Tsundere? People gonna be mad that I say this too. Bakugo reminds me of a Tsundere. Where they're like they're like in love with the main character, but they like act like they hate him, or they're like kind of mean. Okay. But then they're like sweet. Fucking the cat from Fruits Baskets would be considered a Tsundere. I hate it. Well, and part of that makes sense for me is that I don't like will they, won't they relationships in general.
I'm about to say, but that's a real thing.
And like romance and all kind of stuff. I don't like that shit. I don't like it in real life either. I'm like, say what you said. Say it with your chest. Okay. No one has time for your indecisiveness.
No, if you have a direct approach, it'll be a direct rejection.
I hate you. But I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just like like the cat and mouse thing, all kind of stuff. Fucking catching and chasing. Fuck that shit. I don't like it. And so then I have to sit through like a romance anime and watch this like person like be fucking rude to the person that they claim to be in love with, and then like get mad when they get with like the assholey character. Like, I could treat him better. Like, you didn't fucking what?
It's called high school, Chris.
And then people are like, "Oh, that's best school girl." I'm like, "Fuck her!"
Because she's an ass.
Well, no, just because it's one of those things where it's like the main character just never knows where they're standing with that person. Like, do you like me or do you hate me? I can't tell. Yanderes are like that too, where it's like, I love you so much, I want to kill you.
That's not real life, but the other one's real life.
Yeah, I don't fucking like that. Oh, it's so annoying. And every time there's a character like that, I'm like, please don't make them the main love interest. I hate that shit so much. In general, the Dedes are like an example of writing a flat character. And I'm like, you give them a personality, Jesus. But Tsunderes take the cake. I hate that shit.
Okay.
In any case, you have not known anything that I'm talking about so far.
Well, you're using. Well, I was out of anime a little bit, just watching it on the fringe, and they're like, "Hey, you like anime? Come join our thingy." It's cool. Now I'll get back in it. So all the definitions have passed.
Well, the tsundere is like a characterization in media in general.
Do they call it that?
No, the term is like, you know how like sometimes in like with the Japanese stuff, they'll take like parts of two different
Yeah,
words.
I know
I
it
can't
is.
remember what the soon
That's what I'm
is a
saying.
part
I
of.
remember I was watching it before it was popular. So
Yeah,
lots
but
of
there are a
terms,
lot of characters.
lots of terms weren't defined.
like okay.
Lots
I know
of
what you
terms
mean.
weren't defined.
I feel like they were defined, but we didn't use them over here.
Maybe.
Yeah. But in any case, what's your next trope that you hate?
It's a combination of a trope with just along with something that just get on my damn nerves. I don't like the massive power upscaling. Like once you can blow up a universe, like where do you go? Like
I see.
Shout out to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, all that. Once you can like punch a planet,
Yeah.
and that's not even your full strength. Like what?
And what
You
makes
can't even fight on Earth if that's like your level of power. Like you can't even, which they haven't been really.
Yeah,
like
they
none of their
haven't
real fights
been,
have
yeah.
been on Earth.
it's like no, we got to go to the planet next door.
So coupled with that, just ass power scaling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just trash power scaling.
Like why can that guy beat that guy?
Exactly. Why can that guy beat that guy? Like, hey, he was stronger last season. Why is he so weak now? Like,
Yeah.
and then they always want to trash the best characters. Shout out to Piccolo and Vegeta.
Yeah.
for the main character. Like, man. Shout out to
They definitely
Yeah,
should have died when they fought Frieza. Both of them.
yeah.
Yeah. That was plot armor to its core. Shout out to plot armor for letting our stories last probably longer than they need to.
Yeah. Well, you know what is funny though? I don't mind Vegeta dying during the Namek arc, just because of the character moment, like when he like finally like softened up and pleaded and stuff. That was just a good scene. Like, I would like to see. I would like that scene.
He's like, "Nah, you going to hell, bro." He like, "It is what it is. It is."
I would like to see that scene replayed in real life. That's just a good scene. Like that's like one of the best scenes in anime when he pleading out to Goku, telling him to take pride in his people, like who you are. Oh Lord Jesus! Black Man and Cop just popped in my head. I know that was wrong, but you can't. Low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit.
I can't.
And I just watched Candyman. Spoilers. That's kind of the underlying theme.
Candyman.
So that's why it's in my head like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. My last thing, my last trope is very similar, which is why I'm not expounding on yours.
Okay.
I don't like the OP protagonist, which is funny because I like solo leveling. Let me explain. So I don't like when the main character is impervious to like all difficulty. Do you know what I mean?
Give
like
more
they
specific,
can't lose a fight. They are smarter than everybody else. They're more charming than everybody else. There's that type of character just isn't interesting to me.
There's no chinks in their armor.
Yeah. So one of the things that makes stories interesting is conflict, but not just like external conflict that you know that they're going to overcome, like things that are actually difficult. Like that's one thing that makes I like One Punch Man too, but he has an internal struggle with the idea of like, I became a superhero to have fun and I'm not having fun anymore. Like, but that's like something like that, like is a real like thing, like a conflict. For him to overcome. Yeah, and even in that, it's like, well, you had like as he's journeying to find someone strong enough to make it fun again. He runs into all these people that end up making life fun again. Because like he just
befriended King and
and Genos and stuff like that. Like being able to have those moments and like him learning about kung fu and stuff like that, it added intrigue into his life that he didn't have before. That I think is part of his characterization, is learning that, okay, I am having fun now, and it doesn't have anything to do with me needing to find someone stronger, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like that kind of that's what I mean by OP, where it's like there's no struggle, like, which is one of the things that makes Goku not interesting. Is that
he doesn't have any real struggles.
Not real, and the stakes are low because he can just be brought back to life. What was the most interesting thing they did was when he died after the Cell Saga.
Oh, after the Cell Saga, okay.
He dies after the Cell Saga, and he says, "Don't bring me back to life." Because I attract that shit to Earth. He was like, "Don't bring me back to life. I love y'all. Sorry, wifey. I'm not coming back." Chauza, was that the little baby boy's name that gets blown up? He even too, he was like, "Nah, I'm good. You leave me dead. Leave me dead."
I think was that the second time he died, or he only died?
Was that the second time? It might have been the second time he died.
The Cell
where
Saga,
he was kind of like,
because he blew.
And 10 was like, "No, come back, little buddy."
He blew himself up on Nappa, so that was the second time.
And failed miserably, died for literally no reason. The poor thing. I was like, oh no.
He had a little sad speech with the reverb on it. I love everybody. And then the dude just laughing in the middle of the smoke.
I'm like, they didn't even leave a mark. Oh God. But it's one of the things that makes Goku less interesting, because he doesn't. It's not like he struggles with his I got dropped on my head thing. Where he's just like kind of like
doesn't miss his grandfather anymore.
Doesn't miss his grandfather. He's, like he doesn't care about his kids. He doesn't care about his wife. Like he cares about like training and becoming stronger, but it's not like it's not difficult it's not really purposeful. Yeah. I think they tried for a second for it to be kind of like, I'm the defender of Earth, but it was like it wasn't coming off, I think, the way that it was supposed to.
I think it was coming off until the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
But I think that that's when they were supposed to like transition the story over to Gohan.
Well, were they supposed to do that after Cell or after Boo, where they were supposed to transition it to Gohan? I think it was after Boo they were supposed to transition it.
I thought it was after Cell.
Maybe. I don't know. That would have been a good place to transition it.
Obviously.
But
I'm just looking at him like I'm disappointed in my child every time I see Gohan.
Just from heaven. But then he's like training in heaven too, and you're just kind of like, I guess.
He wants to beat up deities.
Right. And he's like, or like even in Super and stuff, and they're like, I'm gonna fight with all these other dead people. Was that in Super? No. That was in Z too. Yeah, just a lot of But on the other side of that, I still like Solo Leveling, even though he's literally the trope that I said I just don't like. And I don't know, I wish I could put, honestly, in Discord in particular, there's someone I'm thinking about. Explain to me why I like Solo Leveling so much. I don't know why, because
is the story compelling?
The mystery of trying to figure out how the world works, I think, is maybe
Dragon Ball was like a rehash, just the same thing.
Monster of the Week.
It's like a Power Rangers episode.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think there's intrigue in figuring out like, why the fuck is this even happening in the first place? Why is the world like that? And they tease little things so that there's more mystery to it. But even the character of Sung Jin Woo, like, I like him. And maybe it's because he's charming. He never ends up coming off like an asshole or anything like that because he's stronger than everyone else. He still kind of has to work for it, but not really. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where I don't know why I like his character so much. And I think maybe I'd have to sit down and actually think about it. I mean, I am reading a comic book, essentially. It's a webtoon, manhwa, whatever.
It's a comic. It's a comic.
Right. So I'm like, we think deeply about cartoons.
That's true. We do. Cartoons are deep.
So maybe I just need to sit down and really think about the way he's written and what makes him so different besides just charming, because I don't think it's just charming. And I couldn't tell you that he really has any conflict, internal or external, that he's really actually dealing with.
Okay.
I think like there's like a missing dad thing, and it was interesting when his mom was like sick. There's an element with that thing where he's fighting for her, which I guess, you know, makes it like more, I don't know, compelling for him, I suppose. But that's never really like something that I even cared about while I was reading.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know why I like Solo Leveling so much.
So now I have to start reading it.
Especially since I really don't like the OP main character thing. I'm like, if everything's easy for you, this is boring for me to watch.
Unless it's One Punch.
Well, but like I said, with One Punch Man, he's just trying to find where the fun went.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that. So yeah. Yep. What's your last trope?
Trying to redeem the best friend that went astray.
Oh, you're talking about Naruto?
Well, yeah. Well, mostly Naruto.
So you hate Sasuke? Say it with your chest.
No, I don't hate it. It's just like, let the nigga be.
Oh, yeah.
Let him go. Let him go do his own little thing. Like,
yeah.
The power of friendship and all that. Who else? I'm trying to think, are there any other ones like that? There are other ones like that, but
I feel like it's common in shonen, especially because it's like it's like a
or you know, what this person always turns is for some reason either they just turn to be bad or they feel like they need to make a sacrifice to go dark.
Yeah.
To whatever, and the person's always trying to.
But come back.
Yeah. So,
it's like, no.
So no, just, you know, that's like the thing now. You just got to write everybody off. Write them off like tax. Like
cancel them.
Right. Tax write-offs.
I think there's a thing in One Piece that I'm thinking about that I feel like kind of in lines with that, but I'm wondering if I'm bothered by it at all. So in Enies Lobby, so spoilers for Enies Lobby, don't listen to this part if you don't want to be spoiled, but also your fault. This anime is old at this point. This part of the anime is old. In any case, so I think it's during the Enies Lobby arc. Is it Enies Lobby? No. This isn't Enies Lobby. It's before. What am I thinking? Water 7? I think it's before Water 7 too. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. But you know, it's a thing with Usopp and Luffy, whatever. So in this particular part, Usopp and Luffy get into it because they're going merry. Their first ship is like shot for shit because they didn't have a shipwright. The ship is super fucking old. It's been through a lot. It's time for the ship to go.
So nobody was doing upkeep.
Right. But Usopp, it was basically gifted to them by this girl on Usopp's island that he loved or whatever. And so he didn't want to get rid of the ship. Yeah. And so they were like, we got to get rid of the ship, Usopp. And he was like, no, we going to fucking ride in this shit and we going to die in this shit. The fuck you talking about? Okay. Yes, it is. It's after Enies Lobby. Okay. During Water 7. Water 7 before or after Enies Lobby?
Leave a comment below and let her know.
No, it's not. Timeline. It's not impelled. No. Because it was when they were fighting.
She has to come through about 1,000 episodes to figure out where she's at.
Yeah, you know, I binged it. This whole part is binged, just all melting together. In any case, it's between the two ships. If you haven't gotten to the second ship yet, and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about,
isn't that a poem?
Is it? Kid, shut up, Malcolm. Anyway, let me get here. Let me stop thinking about where this is in the One Piece thing. I'm not the episode person. So they're fighting about the ship, and everybody's like, Usopp, you don't have to let this fucking ship go. But the ship also just like became sentient and saved Luffy's life. So now Usopp really don't want to fucking.
Between Two Shores is a book. I'm sorry.
Now Usopp really don't want to get rid of the ship, and he's like, how can you get rid of the ship? It just saved your fucking life. After a very emotional fight with him and Leopard Boy. Okay. Anyway. So they're like, we gotta get rid of the ship. So Usopp's like, fuck y'all. we ain't getting rid of the fucking ship. And then Zoro was like, hey, yo, Luffy, I love you. You got to check your mans.
Oh, and then kind of like with you with the solo leveling trope.
Huh.
I like Tokyo Revengers where Mikey's not abandoning his niggas.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like Takamichi going back in time trying to save everybody.
Mikey. Everybody, not just Mikey.
Yeah, well, he goes through.
Yeah.
It was like, this
I
person
want to save this person and that person.
Yeah.
I want to save this person, that person, and that person.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Okay. I can understand what you mean. Well, in this, let me skip ahead in this conflict because I'm taking too long explaining it is the problem. They fight about the ship. Then Usopp leaves the crew. And Zoro is like, you better not go get that nigga because you are the captain and you need to be stronger than that.
Yeah.
And he said, but it hurts. And he said, I fucking know, but you fucking captain. Don't bitch out. Mm-hmm. And so Luffy don't bitch out. And he was like, and Zoro was like, he want to come back, he'll apologize to you. And if you trust in your friendship, you trust that he gonna do that shit. But you leave him the fuck alone because he crossed the line. You're the captain. You get to decide what the fuck we finna do and what we not finna do. He was disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Fuck that nigga. He didn't say nigga because that would be racist. Because he white. So anyway.
Zoro's white?
Zoro is not black.
No, but I don't think he's white.
I don't think he's not white. I can't remember what they said he's like modeled after, but I think it is something white.
Is he? I feel like he would
Luffy's supposed to be something Latino.
I feel like Luffy would be Southeast Asian.
Nami is not Nami. Fucking Robin is supposed to be like Russian, but all of her moves are said in Spanish. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
With red hair?
No, Robin's the black hair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so eventually, I mean,
I've only seen 200 episodes, so I'll be.
Eventually, he apologizes. Right. Eventually, he apologizes and gets to come back on the ship. They invite him back on the ship after he apologizes, but he doesn't go get him the same way that the other ones do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I can understand the thing with Michi too, where I'm kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I told you my theory about Michi, right? About the reason why Mikey turns is really probably because of Michi.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with Michi.
But you've also read the manga, so you're farther ahead.
Well,
you
even up to when you up to the point that you're at while I was reading, I got the feeling that it might be like Mikey changing is Michi's fault. And he just doesn't know that he doesn't know why he's important yet.
Yeah.
And then something happens later that they tell you about the antagonist. What's his fucking name again? Kasaki.
Kasai.
Something like no.
It's just Kasai, isn't it?
No, it's Kasaki. It's something Aki.
Okay.
They reveal something about him later on, which made me even more kind of like, okay, Michi's definitely in the center of this somewhere.
It's about the girl, right?
Yeah,
He's connected to the girl. I know that part.
But there's a thing that connects him to Kasaki too. That connects his Michi and Kasaki. And I was like, see, okay, now I'm really sure that Michi is in the middle of this and he just hasn't been able to put his finger on why it's his fault, but it is his fault somehow. I don't know how he can.
Think he's gonna have to kill himself?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be interesting if he had to sacrifice his life in order to save everyone else's? I mean, like, it's not like he's living a very fulfilled life back home. That's rude. That's rude.
That would be a good. That would be like a good
ending.
Yeah, like where he has to make
a
decision.
Well, it's not over.
Yeah, I know. Well, hopefully we like to try to guess the end.
Right. I was going to say, well, and hopefully whoever writes this doesn't speak English at all. And so he doesn't come on here and like, well, he doesn't, what is the name of the guy that did the Game of Thrones books?
That didn't finish them and just kind of went off the...
Well, he didn't finish them. He wrote an outline for how they were supposed to end. And then they put that ending. He was like, yeah, it's not going to end like that. Yeah. Kind of thing. Where it's kind of like...
a prequel.
Oh, yeah, they are. I forgot they were. But like hopefully he can't understand what we're saying, because then... I mean, we're small. We're pretty small still, so I don't know that our reach would get to him.
But we need you to make us big, so.
No.
Yes.
With that being said.
You're like our mushrooms in Mario.
Or like the mushroom girl on My Hero.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I made an anime. No. I hated her. I don't. Her and Onomatopoeia Man.
He was funny.
I did not like that at all.
I just like the concept. I just like the concept.
Why?
Because it's goofy.
Burr. And now everything's cold and there's a big burr sign that doesn't make any sense.
Shout out to Adam West Batman. Bang, pow.
Oh my God. In any case, that's our show for you guys today.
That is our show. We jabber a lot.
We do.
If you couldn't tell, we
created a whole backstory for Gas Man.
Yeah, the TVA is trying to capture our divergent timelines when we talk.
Listen, there are tangents for our tangents.
Very tangents.
What the problem is. We didn't get too philosophical though.
We did not. We've avoided that.
Yeah. We talked deep before we recorded. We got it out of our system.
Because we get, we're nerds, but we're like nerds. So it's like...
I don't know what he's talking about. I am an ignorant ass nigga. Don't take anything I say seriously. I am.
What's your major in?
English.
Nerds major in English.
Whatever. Nerds major in like... chemical engineering.
That's true.
Shit.
They do that too. But nerds.
Shout out to all my chemical engineering people. I know there are people back in school. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, chemical engineering.
I do have this lady who her son's
biochem. So,
biochem. I could never.
Yeah.
No, a lady at my job. Her son. It's his second year of college, but this will be his first year in college, actually in person in classes, because all last year they were all virtual or whatever. And so she's like, it's a very interesting experience for him because he's experiencing like college for the first time, but it's his second year.
But it's his second year.
Right. So shout out to everybody starting school right now. Make sure you're getting your sleep.
Don't shout out to them.
Don't shout out to them.
The hallways are packed, and I have to do real work.
Yeah.
Because people don't know how to plug in their laptops and stuff like that.
I'm crying.
Yeah. It's not on the TV. Is it plugged in? No. Okay. It's half my day.
All day. Just turn it off and turn it back on.
Half a day. Go in there.
It's like unplug it and plug it back in. That's good shit, though. It's a job.
It is a job.
You know, we're grateful for our jobs.
We are grateful for our jobs.
We're grateful for that paycheck that comes every other week.
Salary gang.
Hey.
You get every other week?
I do.
Twice a month.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm that sad shit.
Yeah, I get that. Shit. I get that happy third check a month shit.
I don't
It'd
get
be like,
that.
Hey, what is that, like quarterly? You get the third check?
I don't get a third check.
No, I'm talking about me.
Marco. Oh, I was saying, I get bonuses though.
I get bonuses.
So that helps.
I'm nonprofit though, so the bonuses can only really come if
we had a good year.
If we had a good year.
Yeah.
So and we usually have a good year.
Yeah.
So in any case, that's another one of our
tangents.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
Make sure you connect with us on one of our thingies. Yep. There's going to be all types of like links and things that you can click. Promise they won't give you a virus.
Yes, no computer herpes.
Yeah. You'll be fine. No digitally transmitted diseases. You're welcome. So click on one of those, connect with us, chat with us. We'd love to hear from y'all.
Yep.
You know, get the comics. comments.
Like, subscribe, comment, please.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Talk
we
to me.
appreciate it.
I don't have a lot of friends. Y'all are my friends. Shut up, Malcolm. I can feel it.
She needs help, ladies and gentlemen. Help her.
Anyway, until next time. Oh, wait. What am I supposed to say?
This is supposed to say
The
stay.
slow. Yeah. What he says. Stay colorful. Peace.
Peace.